I have made some forward-looking statements, and I'll probably continue to make some. Just to review, we've got a high-grade gold deposit that's really been known for some time. There's a feasibility done on it in the year 2000, positive feasibility. Got about a billion ounces today in resources. But again, what's turned the corner is, of course, Tier 1 potential. As I said, it's permitted and it's in a perfect jurisdiction. But Tier 1 makes it very special, and it's an alkaline deposit. There's very few around the world that are commercial like this one is. So it'll be the next high-grade producer in Fiji, 10 plus grams. It's an alkaline gold system. Of course, Fiji is a very significant mining heritage. It has one of the oldest operating gold mines, continuously operating gold mines in the southern sector. So really the company's approaching it. First of all, production, we're moving ahead of that, we're building. Exploration is where it's really going to explode for us. We had a problem in production because we had a short mine life. With the new designation and what we're discovering and looking at our data and re-looking at our data and others who have looked at it for us, it's been designated, as I said, an alkaline deposit, but really more importantly is we've been able to consolidate the whole district. Before, we had about 3 kilometers of it, now we've got 7, the whole culture. And there's an array of confirmed targets already, and we're calling our next drill. The difference is, and I'll say as chairman of this company, the difference is everything that we have in our resource is drilled about 300 to 350 meters. We're aiming to drill this deeper, maybe as deep as 700 or 800, maybe 1,000 meters. And I'll let Quinn explain how that works. These are a few of the other companies that I've been involved in and built before: Miramar, Northern Ryan, and Munch. Presently, the company is about 110 million shares, hopefully diluted. Market cap today is about 90 million. We've got some of our blue chip shareholders, K. Smith, Franklin, JP, Aegis, and management ourselves, 22%. Very proud of the team that we built. Stephen Mann, being our managing director, with me for about 8 years. Ever since the La Mancha days, we put Frog's Leg white foil into production. Ian Chang, Kevin Lee came from Pretium, the recent build. They're the ones that are building that for us now. More importantly, and what I'm going to turn this over to is Dr. Quinton Henning to explain where the real action is going to happen here in the next short while. Quinton.
All right, pleasure to be here. I'm chairman of Novo, as many people know, and stopping at Fiji is an easy one for me on the way over to Perth, so it's an easy call to help Wally. Anybody that knows me knows I like alkaline gold systems. They tend to be big. I drilled Rattlesnake Hills, Springpole up in Ontario. These are big systems. You can see a few of our nearest neighbors here on this slide: Porgera, PNG, Lahire, also PNG. And then Vaticola is actually only 40 kilometers from Tuvalu. The footprint of all these systems, very similar. You know, the volcano, the host for this system is roughly 7 kilometers in diameter, very similar to all these systems. Hence the reason we think Tuvalu could be a lot bigger than its current perceived size. By the way, every single major mining company has an alkaline gold deposit in their portfolio. Barrick has Porgera, Newcrest has Lahire, Newmont has Cripple Creek, etc. So these are very highly sought after deposits. Here you see an image showing the gravity from Vaticola up in the northeast to Tuvalu. That red blob you see there's basically an expression of the magma chamber that underlies the volcano. Tuvalu's magmatic center is very similar to that of Vaticola. Vaticola's about a 1 million ounce system. It's produced 7 million ounces so far. We think Tuvalu easily has that kind of potential. This shows a long section across the Navaloa caldera that hosts Tuvalu. About 95% of all the work that's been done to date is focused on that yellow area in the middle. That's the Tuvalu resource. Most of the area on the left has been very poorly explored over the past 20, 30 years. It's simply not been in the right hands. We just got access to that ground through an agreement, and we're out there doing basic work on the ground right now. Geochemical sampling, geophysical work. We're going to develop targets on that very shortly. This is basically an image of IP, a geophysical expression, and it shows that there is a magma chamber below us, or a magma center below us that's driving this. Every alkaline system is the same. As these magmas come up, these alkaline magmas, very rich in gold, as they crystallize, the fluids that come off them, they simply get flushed up to the near surface environment, and they form these wonderful high-grade veins. This slide is what convinced me to help Wally. On the right, you see a small veinlet. The veinlet has little bits of gold all the way down the margin. On the right-hand side of that little veinlet, there's little pinpricks of native gold. In the middle, there's something called calcite and adulary. Then on the right-hand margin of that vein, there's a dark green mineral called roscanite. Bizarre words, okay, but the mineralogy of that veinlet is identical to what I see in many other classic alkaline systems around the planet. In particular, the vein sample on the left, that's porphyry, that's the Romani structure. Again, you see lots of visible gold on the margin of the vein. You see white calcite and adulary in the center, and you also see the dark green roscanite, diagnostic of these systems. What does this mean? Well, it means the same kind of fluids produce both systems. If we see the same pattern at Tuvatu, why would it be out of the realm of possibility to find a Romani structure at Tuvatu? I think it's present. Okay, somewhere down there, there's a root feeder. And by the way, it took them a while to find this root feeder at Porphyry, but that little vein, that 3-centimeter vein on the left, that produced 10+ million ounces of gold. Very, very high grade. So when you find that root feeder, you're in business. Okay, so what are we doing? We are currently exploring at Tuvatu on 2 different fronts. We've just got access to the Navalawa caldera to the north. We're out there doing basic work right now. We're doing stream sediment sampling. We're doing CSAMT, which is a geophysical type exploration. We will develop targets over the northern part of the caldera over the next few months. Those will be drill tested sometime next year. In the meantime, I took Wally and his team to Cripple Creek about a week ago. We had a nice visit there after the Denver Gold Forum. They got to see what these systems can be. Okay, we're laying out a drill program right now to test underneath some of the highest grade intercepts at Tuvatu. If you look at the drill intercepts, the best drill intercepts in the property happen to lie at the bottom of the current resource. There's one drill hole that hits 1,600 grams per ton. In alkaline systems, you follow grade. What I'm seeing at Tuvatu is the coalescence and increase in grade at depth, and that's one of the key targets we have in the short term. We have developed a drill program. We'll talk more about that shortly, but Wally's committed to letting me drill a few holes to test this crazy theory. If we're right, I think you'll see Tuvatu is a much bigger system, and it potentially has a very high grade prize within it. Thank you.